Today we're digging into Kava. We'll be going over the documentation, GitHub, fundamentals, as well as their platform where you can earn upwards of 70% on BTC, and that's just the start. Everything you need to know about Kava built in the Cosmos ecosystem. We'll be hopping into my computer here in a second, really walking you step by step how to look at a project like this. As always, I have that do your own research video linked down below. This is just to lay out the information for you, give you all the tools you need to go out and fish for yourself. Let's waste no time and hop right into Kava.
All right, we're here on Kava.io. We will be covering the roadmap, the protocol, what they offer as far as products goes, and their annual percentage rates. Then their GitHub to do a bit more digging into the authenticity here with the Cosmos SGX ecosystem. Then the Kava documentation, which I do think is a bit lacking. They do not have a ton here, but we'll dig into that a little bit more. And then lastly, the Kava price at time of recording this. So let's start off here just with some of the basics. As I explained in the beginning, this is just a DeFi platform that a lot of institutions are using. And in this case, they offer a lot of different things that centralized legacy ecosystems use. So when you're thinking about CeFi versus DeFi, they're kind of covering the whole gamma for the most part, whereas some other protocols are just focusing on certain aspects. Now, you may debate whether it's best to just stick with one niche, like not going too broad. But in my opinion, what Kava's doing in the Cosmos ecosystem is quite interesting. It's kind of like the hub for all things DeFi, and I'm very bullish on this project. Always do your own research. I have that video linked down below. But let's talk about this. They're integrating obviously with financial institutions. Kava brings together everything that's required to do frictionless, decentralized finance. Many companies have already integrated with Kava's DeFi platform to allow their users to lend, invest, and earn with crypto. So things like Huobi, Binance Card is not available for certain countries, but this is interesting moving forward because I think hopefully, down the road, maybe in the next bull run, they'll be able to roll that out. But things like BlockFi, things like Gemini are rolling out cards that you can use. Obviously, there's like the Crypto.com card. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm not going to get into that right now. So the world's most powerful decentralized finance APIs, so applied programming interfaces. They show a little bit of the code down here. And then this is interesting, kind of all the different exchanges they're available on, pretty much covering the whole gamma right here. Very, very interesting. Even something like OKX. They have $250 million moved through their applied programming interfaces. There's $100 million in loans processed, 250,000 plus users, and then 30 plus direct integrations. They are rolling out some new things. We'll cover that here in a second with their roadmap and then show you their protocol. But they're essentially rolling out these new stable coins and new kind of products here. I also talk about in the Do Your Own Research video, always digging into their social tabs if you want to do further research, just to make sure the community is active and kind of contrasting this to some of these, people call them ghost chains or zombie chains, basically old projects. I personally am not the biggest fan of something like, let's just use, you could use XRP, but in my opinion, I can't even think of the name of it right now off the top of my head. But Brock Pierce was the founder of it. For some reason I'm drawing a blank on that right now. But just because I never use it, and it's one of these that raised billions of dollars. It was in the top coins for the longest time. It'll come to me here in a second. I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Brock Pierce founded it. It's a bit of a strange one. It has like the decahedron as the EOS. EOS. Sorry about that. For some reason I was drawing a blank on that. Probably because it's a zombie chain. But essentially, what I'm saying is contrast the communities of these different projects, and sometimes you'll find something with billions of dollars market cap like EOS that really isn't being used. When contrasted with something like Kava, their community is much more active. In crypto, it's really about the community. So yes, we have people who are running the blockchain system, running nodes and everything like this. But then you also have to look at, okay, what's the sentimental infrastructure? Are people actively discussing this? Are people actively talking in Telegram and Discord and these other things about this project? It's one of the most important things. So you can see here, this article was from January 9th, but I like their roadmap right here. Let's see. And it's always good. I talk about this again in the Do Your Own Research video. I keep harping on that because it's so important, guys. Like I bring in these videos just to kind of introduce you to these products or projects and show you the basics of what I do, but this is just really the tip of the iceberg. You should go watch that video. understand a bit more how to do your own research. So you can see exactly what they're planning to roll out here. So this was January. This is January 2022. So in between here, this is what they're aiming at. So evaluate USDC, USDT, HUSD. Yeah, so they have a lot of things here. Ethereum bridge, fully trustless Bitcoin bridge, all very interesting. And then they go into further detail. I won't bore you guys too much with it, but if you want to dig into it, like talking about their automated market makers, AMMs there, you have Kava 7, so like things like robo-advisor service. Personally, I prefer CyberFi out of all of these. It's really something that automates a lot of the DeFi ecosystem, and I've made a full video on this, so go check that out. Let's move into the protocol. So as you can see, obviously you're going to earn a high yield. A higher yield obviously comes with higher risk. So earning 70% on your Bitcoin, yes, that may sound awesome and you may want to FOMO in, but always take a second look, really understand what's going on here. I always recommend, I personally like to kind of reverse engineer what's going on. For example, if you're depositing money in a traditional bank account and they're paying you 0.01% or 0.02%, which is the average on your deposit, which is insane because it's what, like, inflation is 10, if not, it's crazy. I'm not going to get into that, but it's multiple times higher, not just like a little bit higher than the percentage rate. So you're losing money if it's in the bank account. But you have to understand, okay, how does this work? I've made a video on this, reserve banking versus fractional reserve banking versus full reserve banking. I've talked about hyperinflation, all these different things. I won't bore you with that in this video, but I highly recommend you understanding how this works. In order for them to earn this APY, it's not just magically happening. They're lending this out. So part of an ecosystem like this is you're earning interest rate. The other part of this is they're lending it out in collateralized loans. So I recommend, okay, if you're going to stake this, understand you're earning this amount. Now go look into, okay, what are they doing with lending out BTC? What are they making, and what percentage of that are they giving you? So that's always important to understand. So like I said, I just always recommend really digging into this in reverse engineering how this all works. So it is very compelling, obviously, this 73%. But yeah, so if you really want, I can make a video on how, like, walking you step by step how to do this, but it is very, very easy, guys. I mean, it's literally just connecting your Web3 wallet, going through. It's very, very simple. I do like this graphic here, as I was talking about in the beginning. Since they're focusing on the whole gamma, you see like stacking the Kava token, like the native token. Then they're kind of becoming the own like Bitcoin bank, and then they're doing earning, lending, locking up your tokens. Now let's move into their GitHub. Also on their protocol, I can show you this real quick. So if you're looking at products, they obviously have their hard protocols, so their cross-chain money market, AMM, and robo-advisors coming soon. That's what I was showing you in this roadmap. But let's go over here on their GitHub. I talked about the GitHub in the Do Your Own Research video, why you should study this, to do more digging. I won't spend too much time over here, but this is always nice to, like, if you have any questions, just email them or get involved with their community tabs. Like if you scroll down here, if you scroll down here and see their community tabs, this is where in the Do Your Own Research video I talk about, go in these, start checking to make sure they're active. There's people here. Yes, with all these blockchain ecosystems, we have nodes that are running the network, but it's also important to go, okay, what are the people that are running this network? How are the people, like basically bringing free advertisement to the Kava? Like I'm doing this video, I do not get paid for this video. Because I like this project. If you go and see, okay, more people are talking about it on Twitter, more people on Telegram are active, 20,000 plus community members. How active are they on Discord? What is their, how many YouTube videos are on these projects? That's what you can look at. And that's, in my opinion, that's like when you're looking at the sentimental analysis of something. So lastly, I didn't spend too much time on the GitHub, but essentially you can just look through here if you want to do a bit more digging into like the authenticity. As for the documents, they do not have a light paper or white paper that I see personally. They do have like these auction spots, and that's not necessarily saying that I knock them for this, but I'm sure you could look at, obviously, the Cosmos ecosystem. The Atom token has a white paper, but for Kava individually, I always think it's, even if it's just short, it's nice to have a little light paper set up, even if it's just temporary, and then maybe on the roadmap they're planning to do a larger one. But yeah, they don't really have a ton of information here, if I'm being honest. Like for the documentation, you can see mainnet, installation, get checkout, make install. They have this upgrade here. They have the testnet, and then it's just a license, and that's about it. So yeah, you can see obviously source code and things on GitHub if you want to do further digging, but that's pretty much it for their just kind of overall fundamentals of the project. I personally really like what they're doing here. Let's move over into CoinGeko and look at the Kava price. Apologies, at time of recording this, it is up a lot on the daily. I covered this in this daily DeFi episode. For full transparency, I am recording this on Friday, March 12th of 2021. So just anyone who's watching this, a year from now, keep that in mind. Obviously, the short-term price action isn't important if you understand the long-term kind of mindset of cryptocurrency and investing in good quality projects. That's why we dig into these things. That's why you do your own research and you spend your time. Personally, I'm not just someone, I do have like a trading portfolio, but I also have I segmented out even in each individual investment sector. So like specifically for cryptocurrency, I have many different like kind of things that I allocate to, and then I pull profits from one and add to the others to kind of rebalance out these. I could do a video on that, but yeah. And then I also do like pull out profits from crypto and put it into things like emerging market real estate, commodities, stocks, even things like more alternative asset classes. But yeah, so let's see. Market cap is about $362 million. We see 24-hour low high. It's pretty crazy there. We did a nice little almost 2x. Let's see. So yeah, this is all very, very interesting, guys. The trading volume today is very, very high. But let's scroll down and really look at this. Their charts. I always just like to max it out because I'm looking at this long term. Come on, buddy. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we formed this nice little cup and handle here. We did see, a lot of people were trying to trade this, and then a massive dump. That's why, like I was saying, you want to have, if you are someone who's interested in technical analysis, you can have a trading portfolio as well as a long-term portfolio. And this, just don't get scared by the word portfolio. This can mean literally if you have, let's say you have $100, you put $50 of it in long term, and then if you want to trade some of it, maybe you put $25, and then you have $25 ready to buy any dips. That's a very, very, very basic way of saying this, and then you can scale that up. And you can, obviously there's different segments in between all of those. You can have like a long-term portfolio in privacy coins, in something like Bitcoin, and something like platforms like Ethereum, Solana, Cosmos. And then you can also have a long-term like thing in DeFi or in NFTs. Any of these, it can get very nuanced, but it can also be very basic. So just think about it as like, let's say you have $100, and again, you can scale this up: $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, $1 million. It doesn't matter. It's just the rule of tens there. And just for sake of ease, $100, $50 long-term portfolio that you're not going to sell. And you plan to have long-term, you build out your own plan for this. Like if it does this amount of X, I'm going to use the little old lady strategy and pull profits. And then you have the trading portfolio. If you're familiar with, technical analysis and stop losses is the number one thing, and you're using like high leverage, you can have high returns there. And then you can add that, you can kind of like scrape the cream off, if you kind of know what I'm saying. Like if you're pouring a beer and it's foaming up to the top, you can scrape that cream off, or that foam off, into the long-term portfolio. And as it keeps rising, as it keeps foaming up to the top, keep scraping it off. And that's kind of how I think about it. And yeah, so anyways, all-time low 28 cents, all-time high $7. So pretty nice there, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about Kava. If you want to see a video on like how I think about portfolios, I mean, I could literally do I could do hours on this topic. I love this stuff. This is one thing that I just enjoy. Like some people in their free time, they watch Netflix or play video games. I love this stuff. Like I'm just interested in, all different types of investment classes. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, button all, invest global, and until next time.